Hi, and thank you so much for joining me today for day 27 of Scraptember 2022. And today's prompt was mixed metals. So I had to think about this for a little while and decided that I wanted to scrap a photo of Amelia having her braces removed earlier this month. So I'm going to go in with silver and gold Vicki Boutin glaze for my mixed metals, and obviously the metal of her braces is also a metal, so I thought this met the brief quite well. So I'm just dry brushing the glazes onto some basil white textured cardstock. I started with the silver and added 3 bold stripes, and then I'm just going in with the gold now and adding some thinner stripes going the opposite way. So I'm not quite sure how the photos are going to be positioned yet, but I'm going to map them onto some paper, and today I'm using Market Square by Maggie Holmes. I love these papers, the golds in there, the pinks, because obviously Amelia's wearing her pink hoodie, and there's a lot of black and white in there, so I thought this would go really nicely with this photo. So just matting the main photo of Amelia after she'd had the braces removed, and I'm going to distress the edges of each of the layers. And I decide I want a torn strip at the bottom of this main photo mat. So I'm just doing that now. And then once that one's done, I go ahead and do exactly the same with the smaller photo. I'll cut this out because you don't need to see me doing all these layers all over again. It becomes a bit repetitive. So there we have it. That's distressed around the edges of the heart paper, so I do the same with the mat for the main photo, just using my Tim Holtz edge distresser, and I've stuck them all together with double-sided tissue tape. So just finishing that, and then I can decide exactly how I want these to sit on the page, but it's fairly clear there that I want the smaller one on the left and the larger one on the right. So just finishing sticking these down, and then we can decide where they go. So at first I think that I may have the smaller one right to the left of the page and the larger one to the right, but I'm going to start embellishing with these lovely 6x12 stickers. So I'm going in with the roses. It's not often that I use florals on my pages, but with this being one of Amelia, I think that the pink flowers to go with her pink hoodie will go really nicely. And that title, All Smiles, is just perfect because I'd asked her to show me her teeth when she'd had the braces removed. It was so lovely to see that smile again without the metal on them. So just going through the puffy stickers and the other stickers and deciding what to add. And now I decide it's definitely time to work out exactly how I want these photos to go. So coming in with my pencil to mark where they go on the layout so that I can add some mixed media behind. And I'm just going to use a tiny wash of Tattered Rose Distress Oxide. Again, this pink works really nicely with the colours that Amelia's wearing and her complexion. So just marking those pencil lines, and then I'll glue the photos together using some double-sided tape, and then go ahead and add that wash of Tattered Rose. Now this does soak really quickly into textured basil cardstock, so I'm going to add some splatters as well, just so that there are different layers of the mixed media underneath the photos. Adding those photos in just to check that I'm happy with the positioning of the mixed media, and adding a few more splatters there, some forced. I'm positioning them to make sure that I've got them evenly distributed around the layout. And now just deciding where this puffy heart's going to go. So I pulled out some gold and silver bits from my stash. These stars are from Bramble Fox. They're acrylic pieces, they're beautiful. And the gold stars are from JD 3D Print. They're little 3D printed stars, which are fabulous and work really nicely with the Bramble Fox. They're different heights, so they really add different layers of texture to the layout. It's lovely. So now I'm happy with the mixed media and it's dried a bit. I'm going to stick down my photo mat and then I can start embellishing around it. So as you can see, I've just gone around with my Nouveau Deluxe adhesive and got those acrylic and 3D printed pieces stuck down onto the layout, and now I'm deciding where to go next with it. So I pull out the puffies again, add that heart, and then this title, Wonderful. The colours work, but in the end I lived with it for a little while on the layout and decided that actually it's not quite right for this one, it's a bit too bulky. But it stays up there for now. So just move this acrylic star to make way for that title, and then gluing it down on the photo, which looks quite nice. So back to the sticker sheet to see what else I can add. And I think I want to add this black and white flower, but can't quite work out exactly where it's going to go yet. So that goes back onto the sticker sheet after I've positioned it everywhere. Nope, see, not quite happy, so that goes away. And then I see this little flower, and I think the gold works nicely with the golds that we've got going on the page. So there's a pink one on the other side, so that goes on too. And it's just bringing those florals around the page a bit more. And I'm lifting the layout up each time just to check that I'm happy with the placement. When it's flat on the desk, it's sometimes hard to see. It's easier if you bring it up to eye level. Now I pulled out this skinny washi tape that's got gold stars on it, and I really wanted to get some of this on the layout as well. So just adding a bit as a layering piece at the top here, and cutting a small piece of paper to go with it. So of course I put the washi down first, then decided I wanted to layer it on top of the paper. So pulling it up again, and it's not the last time it gets pulled up because I add something else afterwards. So just gluing that down again with my Nouveau Deluxe adhesive, and it's at that point that I see I don't want that title Wonderful at the top there. So punching a tab out of a piece of pink paper just so that I can add the date on at the end, and then I shall carry on working out what to do. So next it's the ephemera pack, and there are some little gems in here. First of all, I find this tag which is going to go with that washi tape there once I've moved it around, decided exactly where it's going to go. So I'll chop off the bottom because that's not needed, and then it's really sweet with the little flowers poking out of the top. So as I say, look, pulling up that washi again, that poor piece of washi tape, and positioning that there. And then as I continue to go through the ephemera, you'll see there are some lovely acetate pieces with gold foiling, so they work really nicely on this layout. I do like that black and white flower, it looks quite cute there, but I didn't add it in the end. I think it's because I was aware I wanted to put Braces Off as the title, so needed to leave some space. But here's one piece of gold foiling that I loved, and then a bit further on there's the floral piece, which goes really nicely. So just chop a piece of that big acetate and stick it to the top here. Just still trying to work out where that tab's going to go with a date on it, and then working out where to put this gold flower. In the end I chop a piece of it off because it's a little bit too big for where I want to put it, but it goes down the bottom there with the other roses. And just bringing that gold in again, and it does look lovely. So chop that piece off, and then that piece can go at the top there in the corner. And with acetate, obviously you have to be careful when gluing it down because the glue can show through if you're not careful. So I'm just going behind this solid leaf at the bottom there to glue that piece down because it's nicely tucked underneath the other roses. And then these top two pieces, I add the glue to where it's going to be tucked behind the photo mat. So now I'm just going to add some cotton thread to that tag at the top, and then once I've threaded the tag, I'll add some little nests of thread at the bottom of the photo mat, just to add a bit of interest and bring that pink in. So now for the date, I'm just going to stamp it onto a scrap piece of white card and then cut that out and add it to the tab at the top of the page. So we're nearly done now. It's as you can see, it's filling up nicely. I do seem to be adding a lot to my layouts at the moment, but it's good to get this stuff used up. It's really nice to have these prompts to sort of steer me in the right direction, really. So using my ruler just to layer the title on, and then I'll work out exactly where it's going to go, and it goes up at the top there. And I like having the mix of the black and the gold title up there. Just checking that I'm happy with the placement. And then back to this sticker sheet again, just checking if there's anything else. I think this butterfly first of all, but I don't like the colours. And then I remember that black and white sticker, and so that tucks in neatly at the top there. Again, just bringing the florals up towards the top because we've got a lot concentrated at the bottom at the moment. And now I'm going to add my journaling, and it just reads, just as you start back in year 11, you have your metal braces removed and regain your smile. But we do have to keep reminding her to smile. She's a sullen teenager at the moment. So going back on with this 6x12 sticker sheet, just checking if there's anything else. There are a couple of these lovely black and white hearts, which look nice layered up and around the layout. And then finally just going around with some little Nouveau drops. I'm using the, I think it's bubblegum blush, to add these dots around, and then I'll go in with some gold watercolours that I've got in 2 different colours, just to add some splattering around the edges. And that's it. So do watch till the end where you see some close-ups and a still of the final layout. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure that you check the description box down below for everybody else who's joining in on this hop. There's a playlist, so it's absolutely wonderful because every day the new videos get added and you can just play it and watch it to your heart's content. They continue to play each time you go back to it, so it's a really wonderful way of watching everybody else's videos. So all that remains is to thank you again for joining me, and I shall see you tomorrow for the next prompt. We're nearly there with Scraptember now, not much left. Bye for now.